Let me pivot topics here because I don't want to leave these heartbeat bills behind. Christine, what's the concern with what just passed in Georgia and what you may wind up seeing more of? A state passing through its legislature a more restrictive right to reproductive rights such as abortion. This is a 6-week bill.
These so-called heartbeat bills are exactly what you said, 6-week bills. They, for all intent and purposes, are an end run around Roe versus Wade and a clear attempt to make abortion illegal across the country. That's what they are. And we've seen in states where they've been passed already, courts strike them out or enjoin them. This is a clear attempt to take decisions about a woman's body and birth out of the hands of a woman and out of the hands of doctors. And that, to me, is really shocking.
Look, I mean, you don't have to like abortion. You can be dead set against it, Rick. I mean, we're all coming from the same set of catechism on this particular panel tonight. But if you don't like Roe, that's one thing. But for a state to codify something that they know violates the federal standard, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, everybody that passes a marijuana law violates the federal standard when they pass a recreational marijuana law, and they do it. And sanctuary cities, they pass laws that violate it, and the court determines whether they have the right to do it or not. Look, the legislatures as well as the Congress have the right to challenge the court, and if the court composition changes, as it has over time on a variety of issues, they have the right to go and challenge that. I just have to make a point, Chris, because you and Christine both made the point, you and your introductory and Christine, where you basically invalidate the point of view that me and millions of other Americans have with respect to this issue, which you just say this is all about choice, all about a woman's right. No, it's all about the life of a little baby. And you can invalidate that and say that that doesn't matter. But to millions of Americans, it does matter. And it's not that we hate women or want to violate women, but we truly do care about the life of that child in the womb. And we think a good society protects those children.
Do you care about the rule of...
Hold
on a second, Christine, hold on a second. I'll get to you. But what rules in this society, Rick? How you feel with your faith or the rule of law? What rules?
But the rule of law should be determined, in my opinion, in this area by the collective morality of the people of this country.
Really?
That's what legislatures are trying to do. Absolutely.
So the Supreme Court passing...
9 people shouldn't make that decision.
Really?
For the rest of the country.
So you don't believe? So you don't believe in the Supreme Court? You don't believe it's the supreme law of the land?
No, I just don't believe that they should be injecting themselves into a matter that is something that the public can handle and handle very well.
Really?
And did
then who
before
gives
Roe
these
versus
state
Wade.
legislatures?
When people are killing themselves in back alleys before Roe v. Wade?
People are dying now too, Chris. I mean, the reality is millions of children are dying.
A lie.
No, millions of children are dying, Christine. That's a reality.
Because you define
60 million children.
You define a child as born in conception. All right, one at a time. Christine, go ahead.
If you really cared about the health of human beings, you would never take an issue like this away from a woman and her doctor. And a 6-week bill makes it illegal.
Children.
And this bill have been clearly struck down by the courts. Abortion is the law of the land, and
we're trying to change that.
And you're doing an end run around the Constitution.
Yes, we are.
And you are putting
around the Supreme Court. They're not the same thing.
The Supreme Court set the law on this. And again,
and they did it
you
wrong.
talk about caring about human beings' lives. Why would you take away a woman's ability with her doctor to make decisions when her life may be at risk? You take it away because you actually do not care about women. You take it away politically.
A baby dies in an abortion. Do you realize that? Are you ignoring that fact? That's a reality. This is a human life that is being extinguished.
It is not a legal fact.
Do you disagree that at the moment of conception, that child is human and alive?
That's its viability. It is a viable human being. It is not recognized under our law as a person under the law.
Answer the question.
You know what the answer is.
Is it biologically a human life?
No.
You know what the answer is.
I do. It's in every biological touchwork in the world. At conception, that is a human life.
The only thing
that reality. You guys talk about being the party of science.
Listen, hold on.
This is so a-science.
There is no question.
That is not reality, guys.
Hold on a second. Let me just set the table.
It is true.
Hold on a second.
No, it's not.
Calm down.
It's not a belief.
Calm
it's a
down.
fact.
The only thing that can be created by two human beings is a human being. Period. The law recognizes a person with rights at a certain standard. You are conflating the two. You're doing it for convenience. That's okay. but either
before
you
that
respect the law or you don't.
Okay, before that thing is a thing, before that thing is a person, what is it?
What do you mean, what is it?
What do you
What's
mean?
that thing
There are all
in the
these
womb that
different
you're killing?
stages
What
of
is it?
cellular development.
what is it?
Go Google it.
So it's
what I'm
called
saying
property.
is,
Rick,
you
So it's
either
property of
accept
the
the
woman.
law or you don't.
Rick,
I'm okay with that.
So I'm just asking, Chris, is it the property of the woman at that point? It's not a person, it's the property
It's
of a woman.
not.
Her body is always her property.
Okay,
Yes.
so but that's a unique
Rick,
human
you-
being inside that woman.
No,
so
there
is that
is
is that
not.
woman
Rick.
the property of a woman?
Rick.
So you can do whatever you want
Rick,
with it?
it is
So let me
part-
ask you this
Rick,
question,
can you
Christine. Let me
stop
ask you
for
the question.
1 second? No, because
So,
you're not
Christine,
Chris Cuomo.
if-
You don't get
if-
to ask the
if
questions.
If
Let
the
me
woman,
just say.
if the woman who was carrying that child, because let's say she was blind and she decided she wanted to have a blind baby too, so she can inject that baby with something that would blind the child,
Rick.
not kill it, just blind it.
Rick.
Would that be okay?
Rick,
Would
you
you say
are
that's
bringing
okay?
up.
Look,
you are
I'm going to go to
bringing up-
Christine on the point, but I'll tell you what's not okay. I think perverting fact patterns, perverting realities,
perverting
and trying
anything.
to demonize what people do, you guys make it sound like this is cheaper than condoms. This is easier than condoms.
Right.
So just go abort your babies. These are painful decisions for these women.
They're
These are things they
huge-
live with for the
Still
rest of their
taking a
lives.
life,
Huge-
Chris.
they're
Yeah, I know, and they
huge.
think about it, and they think about it in a way that you never will, Rick. So you're projecting all these
That's not
emotions
true,
and
Chris.
sensibilities on ethics
I-
on people in a
And
decision
Rick-
you'll never
support.
make.
And Rick,
I
let
help
me
and
just
support
say, Rick,
crisis
let me
pregnancies
just
Help
to
and
help
support.
women make
It's not in your
decisions.
body. Christine, last word to you.
Yeah. Let's be clear here, Rick. With all of your distortions and
didn't answer my
horrible
question
tales,
first.
I answered it numerous times. When a woman gets pregnant, that is not a human being inside of her. It's part of her body. And this is about a woman having full agency and control of her body and making decisions about her body and what is part of her body with medical professionals. Those
that-
are the
so the
facts,
baby
and that
is
is the
property,
law of
chattel.
the land.
Listen.
And they can do whatever they want
look,
to that
This
baby.
you
is about a
you can
woman's
argue-
So they can
body.
name the baby.
Listen, you can
They can do
argue-
whatever they
the
want. They can
debate-
Rick,
torture
you're
the baby.
spinning
Whatever
the
they
debate
want
is
to kill the
fine.
baby.
The debate
You're
is fine.
so
Guys, I gotta leave it
desperate
there.
here. You're
The-
so desperate
No,
here.
no, no, listen.
You're
I'm
bringing
desperate.
up
I'm just
fake
asking
stories.
you questions.
No, you're
Answer
not.
them.
You're not. You're asking provocative things that are trying to make
Because
people
they're
angry about
real.
what's done, and
But they're
that's
not
okay.
real.
All I'm saying is, you guys go too far when you pervert the facts, and we have the President of the United States saying that a baby is born at the end of full term, swaddled in a blanket, and then to decide whether or not to execute it.
That's
you know
a
that's
lie.
BS.
Virginia
It
said.
divides people. Nobody said it. It's
No.
not the law
Governor
anywhere in
Virginia
this
said
country.
it.
It's
Nowhere.
homicide. One person said something stupid, and you want to make it something that you can use
There-
for advantage. That
Talk
doesn't
to-
help your
talk-
cause.
talk
and
to the
that's
survivors
certainly-
of abortions.
And
Talk
it's
to-
certainly, it's
How about
certainly,
Kermit Gosnell
it's
in
certainly not
Philadelphia? I
square
mean,
with your
there's
religion.
lots of instances,
I'll tell you
Chris.
that. Go ask a priest if he's okay with you arguing the case that way, and see
I
how
will.
he feels
I'd
about
be
it.
happy to.
If you get to
They
the
don't
if you get to
believe
the
in
right
lying,
place
priests.
by
Don't believe
lying
in
and
lying.
distorting the facts, no
What
priest
am
is
I-
going to like
No
that.
What,
priest
okay,
is
what, tell
gonna
me, what
condone lying.
what did I lie about in the way I
You
presented
tell me
my
what
case?
state allows you to swaddle a full-term baby and then have a side conversation about whether or not to kill it.
Look,
Where?
you have
say
states
none.
that basically
Say none.
Nowhere.
Say none.
No, the
Say
the
none.
state of New York
No,
allows
it
a baby to
does
be
not.
killed. Allows a
Please.
baby to
No,
be
it
killed
does
A
not.
up until the
full-term
moment
baby
that,
to be
That is a
born and
lie.
up
swaddled
until
and
the moment
executed.
that baby is born.
Say
That's
none.
the reality.
That's
Look,
crap.
Chris, I
Look,
was
gotta go.
part of-
That's
I
what the
was-
law says.
I was
does
part
not.
of passing that law in New York with
Yeah.
the National Institute of Reproductive Health. It does not say that,
not
but
say
that
that.
is a lie the far right has
Not
Rick, you're better
peddled
than this.
since it was passed.
You're better than this as a
Not-
Catholic,
It's
and you're
not-
better
it's
at this
not-
as a consumer
it's not
of public
a lie
thought.
because
It
look,
is a lie.
the
I
gotta
helped
go.
pass the law.
I gotta
It's a
go. I gotta
lie.
go. We'll do this again because there are going to be
Thank
plenty
you.
more of these. But come on, Rick, give me a break on this stuff.
I am. I'm
Thank
telling
you
the
very
truth.
much.
You're lying.
You're telling the truth the way
You're
you see it, but
lying.
you're distorting fact
Well,
to get there.
you
So I
have
don't
to
know how that's the
respect-
truth.
I think we need-
I respect everybody's opinion on it. But this idea that you're putting out, the president telling the crowd and they're booing about a full-term baby and then they decide whether or not to execute it. What are you trying to do in this country? These things are hard enough without making people think crazy things. But you're going to stoke hate in the interest of what? In the interest of what? That's what people have to ask themselves. All right.